This is my Karcher nightmare that I'm going to transform into a valeting station worthy of the gods. So why do this now? Well, the short answer is I have some MDF left over from a project. I'm not a big fan of MDF, and I don't really want it hanging around in the workshop, just sort of bowing and warping and generally getting its corners knocked. So I decided that now is the time to solve a problem that I've had for many years. Now, perhaps unlike other projects that I've undertaken, this one I really had no idea whether or not it was going to work out. I had some scrap wood, I had the materials, I had the time on my hands, and I thought I would give it a go. But I wasn't sure it would actually properly work, and for two particular reasons. So firstly, the material itself. I was going to build this with MDF, but MDF and water don't really go hand in hand. So I took this as being somewhat of an abortive gamble. If it worked, great. If it didn't work, I'd have a bit of fun in the workshop for a day or so, but no harm, no foul. The second thing was I don't really know how well Karchers respond to being in an enclosure. So you tend to use them, or at least I have seen them being used generally on the floor, being wheeled around the car, and I've always found that to be a very unsatisfactory solution. So I wanted to do two things. One, I wanted to put it into a station where everything was in one place. And secondly, I wanted to up my jet washing game somewhat, get rid of the proprietary Karcher hose, which is horrible, and get a longer, more flexible, user-friendly hose. I also fancied having a play with one of these foam cannon attachments that you put on your Karcher, and it covers your car in a big soapy mess. For me, though, it was important to put everything in one place, so not having cleaning products on different shelves in different areas. I wanted everything in one easy-to-use, quick-to-access place. Now, I'm surprised that Karcher don't actually do a jet washing station, valeting station, whatever you want to call it. I'm surprised they don't do one already. So maybe I am being very radical here and breaking new ground, or maybe I'm doing something totally stupid that it will cause the Karcher to pack up because of overheating or something in a week or so. But anyway, the other criteria that this must satisfy is that it should be on wheels. So to keep everything in one place, but then to wheel it out of the way to be able to then clear the dust and debris that often kind of works its way up, the detritus that you get from just working in garages and workshops. You know, dust, brick dust, timber dust, cobwebs, all that sort of stuff. So I needed to be able to remove it and then clean behind it. So the wheels are not intended for this to be something that I use on the drive. I'm not going to wheel it out for every single wash. It will stay in the garage, but it will be portable enough that it can be moved as and when required. This is also a scrap wood project, so all those bits and pieces that you put to one side that are really surplus to any particular job, but you don't throw them away because there is no such thing as scrap wood, of course. All sizes of wood will come in at some point. You just have to keep them long enough. The top bin, which would keep all of the products in one place, would be exposed to kind of dribbles and things like that. I wanted to reinforce the base with a bit of sort of melamine, so I just got a scrap bit of that and glued it to the bottom. I also wanted to make sure that all of the exposed edges had beading on it, because MDF is not great, as we've said, with water, but it's also particularly weak, doesn't stand up to knocks very easily at all. So a little bit of beading glued on there would help to just reinforce the edges considerably. The only place where I used actual sort of solid wood was the front of the hopper itself, so the that you can just see there. Now that would be solid wood because I wanted to screw things into it, hang things off it, and MDF again is not a great wood for that. I used some leftover 2-part epoxy varnish just to help coat the bottom of the unit itself, and any bits I thought that might be more vulnerable to moisture or again leaks or splashes. These holes were a last minute addition because I was just again concerned about overheating, so I figured that I would put something in the back of it which aligns, coincides if you like, with the exhaust in the rear of the Karcher. 2 or 3 coats of paint then, and it was done, and it looked pretty glorious. I'll do a few more shots of these with it in action, but I am really pleased with it. It does make the corner of the workshop look a heck of a lot tidier. Thanks for watching. See you next time.